26, 27, 28, something like that. In the morning, we're on I-40, Arizona, mile marker 297, just about. We're about 60 miles away from the border with New Mexico. Yesterday we got ourselves from Yuma, Arizona up to Flagstaff. We went from the Loves in Yuma at exit 3 on I-8 up to Little America in Flagstaff. So basically, I-8 from Yuma out to Gila Bend. We stopped in at the Loves right there at Gila Bend. We took. Really? You jump over like that, knucklehead? What are you doing? What are you doing, dummy? Make up your mind what you're doing. People are reckless and dangerous. Just gonna jump over there when you see my turn signal. Idiot. You really are stupid. Oh, you're from California. That explains half of it. Moron. Can I have enough space in front of the other truck to have a little safety margin without you cutting in between us? Idiot. Hate people. Hate people. Disgusting animals. Human people. Before my life was put in danger by a reckless driver, like I said, we left Yuma, Arizona, I-8. We got over to the Loves at Gila Bend, popped in there real quick, did my load check, blah, blah, blah. Then we went up US 85. That took us up to I-10. Right near Buckeye. We took I-10 over to the 303 loop. We took that north. We got on the I-17 north of Phoenix. And a lot of climbing, a lot of, 3,000-4,000 feet climbs, from the Phoenix area on up to Cordes Lake. I popped into the Loves there, got another cup of ice, blah, blah, blah. Then we did our last bit of climbing yesterday up to Flagstaff. And it was already 3:30 by the time I pulled into Flagstaff. It's like, I could have pushed on to Winslow, but I just wasn't feeling it, so I didn't do it. Stayed there at Flagstaff overnight. Just about 5:30, rolled out of Flagstaff. Got to the Flying J, number 612, there at Winslow on Transcon Road. We all know it, whatever. Popped in there, put in 130 gallons of fuel, and 7 gallons of DEF. So we topped up our DEF. We put in as much fuel as we could and not be overweight. So when we come up here to the weigh stations up here, especially going into New Mexico, we should be okay with our weight. I believe I have a 400-pound allowance in Mexico, New Mexico, because of my APU, so we should be okay with that. I'm allowed to go over an extra 400 pounds, I believe. In New Mexico, I have to look at my book here. Now we are heading next year. Now, once we get into New Mexico, we're going to stop at Jamestown. We're going to do another load check there. That's about an hour and a half away, roughly. That'll leave roughly 5 hours to drive for the day. That'll give us just about 211 miles done for the day. So 5 hours, no, not 5 hours. We'll have basically 5 hours when we get to Jamestown, so that'll be 8 hours in total of driving. Gotta get my math right. So from Jamestown, then we got to get over past Moriarty. We got to get past Albuquerque. What is that, Milan? We're going to get ourselves over towards Santa Rosa. At Santa Rosa, we got to get on to, what is that? US 84. We'll take US 84 north. That'll take us up to exit 339 on I-25. Now, it's a pretty decent little shortcut. Why I can't just go on I-25 there in Albuquerque, I don't know, and go up through Santa Fe, but they're not going to let me do that. So we're going to get on to, then we'll get on to I-25. I think that's right near Las Vegas, New Mexico. I think it's a little bit north of Las Vegas, south of Las Vegas. Somewhere in that area. We're going to follow I-25 all the way up to the border with Colorado at the Raton Pass. And when we get there, we're going to do about another 11 miles. That'll take me to the Walmart there in Trinidad. And I think I'll be parking there for the night. I've never had a problem with parking there in Trinidad. They've always been pretty good with that because they sit right next to the pass, from over the Hyde Pass through the mountains. There at the Colorado-New Mexico border, the pass is often shut down, especially during the winter time for snow. So parking is usually okay at that Walmart. That should be roughly me just about 95 miles. So that's not too bad. Friday we'll do about 550. That's to the border with Wyoming and South Dakota. It's 554 miles. Because unfortunately we cannot go through Kansas. Well, we were never going to be able to go through Oklahoma and Nebraska with the weight that I thought we were going to do. We couldn't do that on 5 axles. This machine is, a 62,000 pound machine, almost 63,000 pounds. So that puts us at 103,000 pounds on 5 axles. Kansas, which is the way I wanted to go, said no, they're not going to let us through on 5 axles. So unfortunately, instead of going into Colorado, getting over onto I-70 and taking that through, straight through Kansas over to Missouri, we now have to go, into Colorado on I-25, straight north, all the way up to the Wyoming border. So I have to stop before we get up there, make a permit request, and hopefully by the time I get to the last possible place to pull over, I'll get my clearance number. I can roll into Cheyenne, get my permit, roll up the road, US 85, I believe it's US 85, 87, 85, one of the two. Get over on the side road, roll into South Dakota on US 18. Unfortunately, it's gonna be some back roading, over quite a ways in South Dakota. But, like I said, we've added around 500 miles to our trip because Oklahoma, Kansas, and Nebraska won't let us in with this load in our weight. So we have to go all the way up to Wyoming, South Dakota, get all the way around Nebraska to come back down south into Iowa. That'll bring us down towards Council Bluffs, Omaha area on I-29. We'll take the 880. We'll get on I-80. We're going to take that over to, what's it called? Iowa 19, I believe it is. I got it in my head, but it's not, I don't need to worry about that at the moment. So, Iowa 19 over. I think we're getting on Iowa 38 as well. Make a detour around something stupid. Get back on I-80. Get on US 65, right there at Bondurant, Altoona. Take that northeast. That'll take us up to Colo. We'll see worst part about it is adding almost an extra day to my trip. I'm now going to have to drive on Sunday a bit. We are not changing time zones yet. Wait till we get to the border.
Changing time zone.
Take the other side. Then the fact that we gotta...
Changing time zone.
I forgot, it's gonna be that for a while below this stretch of highway. Change time zones at the border. If I remember right, here on I-4. Dead River. Listen, the worst part about it, we're still going to make our delivery Monday without too much issue. It's just, my ability to have to do a 34-hour reset on the weekend. That's kind of not going to be a possibility. Unfortunately, the route that I have to follow is adding up a good chunk of miles. But I'll get that extra 500 miles. I'm not going to complain about that, but we'll just do what we can do as we can do it. I said, my only mission today is to get to Trinidad, Colorado. I'll do my little bit of grocery shopping that I can do. Friday, we got to get up from south to north in Colorado and the southeast corner of Wyoming over to South Dakota 18. A little bit further than that, there's a couple of mountains, a mom and pop. There's a TA to the east of the Wyoming South Dakota border on that back road. If I can make it to there, to that TA, that would be outstanding. That'd be fantastic. That'd really help out. Biggest thing is going to be how much time it takes to get my permit, my clearance going into Wyoming. Once I'm at the port of entry weigh station, getting my permit won't take that long. 5-10 minutes at the most. It's waiting for that clearance number that's going to be take time. Going to be, besides having to go all the way up and around, Wyoming permit, the clearance number portion of that, that's the one that's going to waste the most amount of time. The third big thing is still going to be going up hills. I mean, it's a little bit of a climb we're doing right here. We're not doing too bad. We're about 68, 67. We better go work some rough, so we're now 66. Down to 65. Top of the hill. Now we can get back up to 70. We're going to be limited to 65 miles an hour in New Mexico. But we have roughly 8 hours, so let's see here. Just about 9 o'clock when we get into, a little before 9 o'clock, we get into New Mexico. Got to deal with the weigh station there. I might have to take my papers in. Should get to the Pipeline J there at exit 39 refinery, Jamestown. So that'd be around 9:30. That guy as possible. our next stop after that. Three hours and 20 minutes to our turn onto US 155. So that's what, 4.5, 5 hours there. Another 2.5 hours up to the border, and another 10 minutes after that to the Walmart. So, six and a half, 7 hours. To Trinidad. Just about 128 miles here so far today. I'll finally get to get my grocery shopping done tonight. They're in Trinidad at the Walmart. Lipstick, how you guys doing? And I am thinking about making a sofrito tonight because I'm thinking about making some good old spaghetti bolognese. So I might be making a sofrito tonight. Marker 328, I-40 Arizona eastbound. I appreciate you guys coming along with me. I ain't had spaghetti in a while, so I think I might do that. Or I'm actually thinking of making a lasagna. I got pasta. I got a few sheets of lasagna pasta left. I have mozzarella, I have some eggs, I have some Italian seasoning mix. Not pure, true Italian, but whatever. A little bit of red pepper flake, black pepper, salt. Got to pick up some ground beef, a bit of ground pork. I need to pick up some ricotta. I have mozzarella. I have some Parmesan. Pick up a decent passata or tomato sauce. That's all it'll be, because it'll be all gone by the time I'm done eating. Anyone can cook in a semi-truck. That group, Big Truck Cooking 2, Big Trucks Cooking. I post on all those. The group that I had, Unapologetics in My Kitchen, I shut it down. I wasn't able to really attend to it like I should be able to. So that's the reason why you can't find that one anymore. But like I said, I'll post on theirs. I'll post on regular Facebook. Robert and Stephanie Simmons is our Facebook page. I'll probably make that lasagna Sunday. Unfortunately, I got to drive a little bit on Sunday, but I'll probably have about 150, 180 miles to drive on Sunday. A little bit less than that. That way I can, I have the time to properly do it, I'm not going to be trying to rush it and cutting corners. I can take my time making my ragu, making my ricotta mixture. I can layer things properly. I can cook things the way they need to be cooked before I assemble it all and put it in the oven. If I did, that's probably what I'll do. It'll probably be on Sunday doing that. Last night I just had a simple plain cheeseburger last night. Quickly fried up, a quarter pound patty, heavily salt and peppered, fried in a pan, 2 slices of American cheese, bun, mustard, ketchup, done. I wasn't really in the mood for much of anything, so that's all I did last night. Like I said, once I get here to Trinidad, Colorado, I believe it's exit 11 on I-25, the very southern part of Colorado. I do my shopping there, so a bit of ground pork, some ground beef, gonna get some chicken thighs. I want to get a pork roast of some type, because I'm going to make a balsamic vinegar with a pork roast stuffed with bacon, spinach, rosemary, onions, olive oil, lots of garlic. So I'm going to cook that. Like I said, stuff that piece of pork, cook that. A little bit of saffron rice on the side. Not truly Italian, but a Mediterranean flair, a Mediterranean style, or Italian flavor. I know that general thing. Make some, probably get some green beans, so nice long, 3-inch, 4-inch, 5-inch green beans. Saute those in garlic and butter and a little bit of black pepper. Saute those up and make a balsamic flavored. I don't have any real balsamic vinegar. I got the cheapo musk, the imitation watery stuff. We'll make a little gravy for the pork and the rice. I want to do that. I hadn't had that in, jeez. I think the last time I made that was before I got into a truck, about 7 years ago. I think I might make that. If I can find the ingredients I want, the proper piece of pork, the best possible, quote unquote, pseudo, balsamic vinegar. The watery, not real stuff, but as close as I can get. And I need a weekend to really do it right. I said like a couple hours to really do it. do that, I might make myself some bread. I don't think I won't make a loaf in the bread maker itself. I'll just put all the ingredients in there to stir and knead. Make it a little bit easier on myself. Then I'll form it into a loaf. Then I'll put it in the oven. Bake it in the oven like as close to real as I can make it. All right. Way station is closed. Outstanding. I love a closed way station. That's one of my favorite places on earth. A closed way station. All right, so we are. That's a little under half an hour to the border with New Mexico. Closed, so we're going to be happy pappy. Like I said, we're going to pick up, the normal type of stuff, my general ingredients. I want a little breakfast sausage, a bit of bacon, chicken thighs, as much chuck roast as I can get and be able to cram it to the freezer, which I actually need to defrost the freezer because I'm getting a layer of ice in there. I don't like it. So well, either I'm just going to try to scrape it off, or I'm just going to defrost it, which I really don't want to do. That's messy and it's a pain in the neck. Let's see here, 806, mile marker 339. Always nice to pass a scale. I don't get to do it that often. Like I said, being on permits, not exactly able to drive by. You see, I'm legal height. I was able to get it down to that. I am 12 foot wide. That's not a big deal. Whoop-de-doo. I'm 102 to 103,000 pounds. I'm on permits. So when the scale is open, I got to go in no matter what. I don't have a transponder. I don't have any bypass, no drive-bys, no pre-pass. It does no good because, permits say I got to go in. So might as well just go in. All right, so like I said, I got to get some disinfectant wipes so I can clean the truck, clean my dishes, which is far easier, which I have done this as well. It's far easier than trying to wash them with a little bit of water, outside the truck or taking them into the shower. That works, but it's inconvenient. It's not great. It's just so much easier, so much faster to take a great value on Lysol or Clorox, whatever disinfectant wipe there is. Wipe it out, clean it out, get it as clean visually as you can get it. Take a damp kitchen towel, wash rag, wipe it off, then take a dry one, wipe that off, bam. Just as clean as you're going to get in any Palmolive or Fantastic or whatever, Dawn, whatever kind of dish liquid you want. It's faster, it's easier, I won't say it's any cheaper, and it does cost a little bit more, but the time saving, it's just a lot easier to do. So I need to pick up, I said, chicken thighs, some chuck roast, bacon, some breakfast sausage, ground beef, a little bit of ground pork, a pork roast, I want to pick up some dry milk for some of the bread recipes I want to be making in the bread maker. I need to pick up another dozen eggs. I think I have 4 eggs left. Pick up another dozen eggs. Some green beans. I think the last carrot I have is not going to be too good. So I'll pick up some carrot. I know I'm out of onions, so I'll pick up a bag of onions. Some all-purpose yellow onions. I think my celery's still good. I'll check it when I get there. I want to pick up a little bit more Miracle Whip so I can make myself a nice big container of tuna salad. I'll see what I have as far as I think I have enough lasagna noodles. I have some farfalle, bow ties, or what the Italians actually call butterflies, farfalle. I have a tiny, like 1 serving of macaroni elbows. I don't think I want to replace those. I might pick up a little bit more spaghetti. I have enough for maybe 4, 5, 6 servings in that range. But I might pick up another box of Barilla spaghetti. What I really, really want is either some spaghetti rigate or some bucatini. I may have to order the bucatini or the spaghetti rigate through Amazon and have it delivered. Because it's just not common enough everywhere. Some fettuccine or linguine, a flat noodle. I might pick up a little bit of that. I'm not as big a fan of fettuccine and linguine as a noodle. They're good. I mean, there's recipes that are appropriate for a flat noodle. You know, a cream recipe. No. But spaghetti rigate, bucatini, that's a little bit more versatile. I mean, I can do a Alfredo sauce with a bucatini, with a spaghetti rigate, because they're bigger, they have more surface area, they have a rougher texture, especially the rigate. But I can also do that with a farfalle. So there you go. Plus, I can put the farfalle into a soup. I can break up spaghetti, bucatini. I can break that up, put that in a soup if I want. Not the best way to do it, not the true Italian way to do it, but I won't tell if you won't tell. got 11 miles to the border here. Let's see, chicken thighs, so I can do barbecue chicken. Oh, I need to pick up a jar of Vlasic kosher dill pickles. I hadn't had pickles in a long time, so I can, I can have Polish sausage. I can have my hot dogs. I can have a cheeseburger. I guess barbecue chicken. I can have a pickle on the side, a good sandwich. I can have a pickle on the side. And once I've eaten all the pickles, I have all that brine left. All that beautiful pickle juice. Have a nice, enjoyable meal. If I can avoid paying 3 to 4 times much, it's healthier. I know exactly what's in it. That's better to me than anything else. So basically what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be writing, when I get there to Trinidad, I'm going to take a moment, I'm going to write up a menu for next week or two. I'm going to shop for what I already have on the truck to what I need to buy, so I'm not going to spend more money than I need to. All the ingredients that I need will be shared between multiple dishes. So like if I am able to pick up some bamboo shoots, I can use that in a stir fry. I can use that in a fried rice. I can use that in a curry. I can use that in ramen. I can use that in tempura. I can use bamboo shoots. One little can I can use in 6 different meals, 5 different meals. Bok choy. If I could find a baby bok choy, which unfortunately they never carry at Walmart, you only get the full-size ones, which is way too much for one person. Unless they eat bok choy every single meal, which I'm not going to do that. I don't like doing that. If I can find a baby bok choy, cut it in half, have one with a stir fry, one with a ramen, I'm happy. I can do that 2 nights in a row with a bit of bok choy and part of the ingredients. I got no problem with that. But I'd rather some things I can use multiple of if it's at the right quantity. I have the right recipes. I said I'll make up. I haven't done burritos in a long time. I haven't done burrito / taco. I haven't done those in a long time. I haven't done enchiladas in a while. I've had some stewed beef not too long ago. But that's been about a little over a month ago I had that. Just about at the border. I mean, I wouldn't mind just a pork chop and some mashed potatoes and a side of peas and cream corn. I would love to do that. I ain't done that in a long, long time. Made French dip sandwiches. Been a long time since that. Philly cheesesteak. Macaroni and cheese with hot dogs and peas. Ain't done that in a while. Chili dogs, I ain't done in a while. And I don't mean hot dogs with a little bit of chili sauce. I mean chili dogs. Chili is the first ingredient. 3 hot dogs, 2 buns, a can of Hormel chunky chili with beans, cheese and onion. A nice full plate of that. I have not done that in a good long while. Alright, almost here at the border. Once we cross the border, we got to slow down to 65 because that's what New Mexico says I'm allowed to do. Enter New Mexico. I-40 eastbound 334-461. I must be digging up the 70. Mountain time to 9:22 a.m. I-40 eastbound Arizona/New Mexico. Alrighty. So like I said, I'll take my time to figure out what meals I want. Like I said, I want to do lasagna. I haven't had a ramen in I don't know how long. I'm going to get the few other ingredients I need for a really good, truly Japanese, traditional ramen. Not the garbage that you get out of a package. Not the stuff that too many other people find trendy and they think they know what they're doing. They've never been to Japan. They never lived in Japan. They never had real Japanese people in Japan making it. That's not what I'm talking. I'm talking about a real, plain, honest, Yatai shoyu ramen. That's what I like. That's what I'm going to make. So, tuna salad, lasagna, a balsamic stuffed pork, bacon and spinach stuffed pork roast, burritos. Barbecue chicken. And I'll figure out what else that I think I want to make for the next 2 weeks. And the only thing I'm going to need to worry about, which is always the main worry, is the fresh vegetables. That's the hardest thing to have in the refrigerator, because if I had a freezer that was at least half the size of the refrigerator area, not a eighth of the size that it is now, I could do so much more with that. But I'm limited to what I have, so I'll make do with it, but station in just about 8 miles. And I do not anticipate this way station being closed. I don't think I've ever seen the way station on I-40 ever closed. I don't remember that. Now, if I get lucky and it's closed, all the better. Got to hit slow myself down. Got to put myself down at 65. Okay, there we go. Now we're at the correct speed. So just about 9:35, we should get up here to the way station. We have our New Mexico permit. We got that early yesterday. I got a scale ticket. I billed a lady. All my paperwork is neat and organized and correct. There's no defects on the truck that I know of. When I stopped to get fuel there in Winslow, about a little over 2 hours ago, everything was tight. Everything was good on the truck. So I ain't worried in the slightest about the way station. They want to see my papers? Big deal. They can see my papers all they want. I'll take in my 6-inch thick permit book that has all my documents in it, and I'm going to scare them. They're going to wonder why they wanted to mess with me. Because it was here in New Mexico that I stopped at a way station. I took my book in, and they actually said, "Holy blank, what the heck is that?" A little more expletives on there than what I'm giving, but I actually scared them. The woman next to me, next to the guy I was, at the teller station I was at, she was scared of what. Then I came in with that book. The guy in front of me looked at me right in the eyes and said, "Do I even need to look?" I said, "That's up to you. I do my job, you do your job, everybody wins." He says, "Well, let's so we don't get in, nobody gets in trouble by not doing their job. Let's have a look." I opened my book. Every single document has a plastic sleeve it's in. Every plastic sleeve is labeled. It has an expiration date clearly on the front. Truck registration, truck inspection, trailer registration, trailer inspection, IFTA, insurance. I mean, everything is clearly laid out. Every rule and regulation pertaining to driving a truck, and especially oversized, all the oversized laws are in this book. I have the large format green FMCSA book. I don't have a small version, a little pocket version. I have the large version, the large book. All my documents are, I have a duplicate of everything in my other book that the company provided. I have pictures of every single sticker, my license plates, by the numbers on the truck number, the overall look of the truck, the trailer, inspection stickers, everything. I have a backup copy, photocopy of my license, my twin card, my medical card, my medical form, the long form and the short form. I have a copy of both of those, of everything. It's so when I go into a weigh station, like I'm going to go in here in just a moment, I have zero fear that they're going to find something, because I exceed what they want always. Now I see some trucks in the parking lot there. The sign says open, which I expected. They're probably going to put me across the scale and ask me to bring my paperwork in. Not a problem whatsoever. Why did you do that? You did not need to jerk the wheel that hard. Oh, I got the bypass. Ram! Oh well. It doesn't make any sense to me the way people act. I said we're 102 to 103,000 pounds. So we gotta take a little bit more care. Slowing down here. Exit is 30 miles. We got enough road here to slow down, to decelerate. They gotta make this nice and bumpy. Okay. They're not telling me which way to go. No lights. Well, the barrels there are telling me not to go there, so. On it? Yes, sir. Yeah, that's it, sir. There we go. Here's my scale ticket. You want that? Okay. Thanks, sir. Good day. God bless. Good day. Gonna try. Okay, well, don't need us to go inside, so we are good to go. Which they're usually pretty decent here. I mean, I've never really had a problem with New Mexico. I mean, Wyoming is the worst. Wyoming is the worst one for dealing with paperwork because they always want to see everything. It's like, come on, you know. I mean, I think they should run their paperwork thing like they do with the CSA scores. You know, oh, this truck is got this driver in it, so you know, do we really need to look at it? Nah. It's just part of the job. Nothing. It's like needing to adjust the load I have on now 5 times so I can get balanced. You know, so I get properly weighted so I'm legal. You know? Yeah, that took 3 extra hours, but you know, so what? It's part of the job. Crying about it don't solve any problems. All right, so we're going to get up here to Johnstown, or not Johnstown, Jamestown. We're going to pop in here. We're going to do a quick little load check. And then we'll make our way over towards Albuquerque. Then, you know, once we get past Albuquerque, we got to get over to head over towards Santa Rosa. US 85. We'll turn north there. That'll take us up to I-25. That'll take us up to the Raton Pass into Colorado. We'll finish the day in Trinidad. Tomorrow, straight up through Pueblo, Colorado Springs, Denver, on up to Wyoming. Get our clearance number, then get our permit there in Cheyenne. Then get over, then work our way over to US 18 in South Dakota. There's a TA over there a little bit to the east of that. If I can get to that TA tomorrow afternoon, that'd be fantastic. The closer I can do to a 600-mile day tomorrow will help immensely. Why did you need to do that, jackass? Why did you need to do that? I'm 103,000 pounds. You really need to endanger my life as well as yours and other people in the road. Oh, idiot. Oh, man, ow. That is rough. Ow. Lord. You know. There was no emergency that necessitated cutting off a truck. Definitely none that necessitated cutting off an oversized trunk. People. It's not hard. Like I said, today's Thursday. We're getting into Colorado today. Friday, we'll get into South Dakota. Friday, we'll get into South Dakota. Saturday, we'll get all the way across South Dakota into Iowa. I have about 150 or so miles. Well, I'll figure out where I can actually stop for the night. And then in the morning on Monday, we'll make our delivery. Now, we had basically about 500 miles added to our trip here. Because we could not go through Oklahoma, Kansas, or Nebraska. So we have to go up through Colorado, into Wyoming, South Dakota, and across, and then come back down south. Now, as much as I would want to avoid the heat that's going on right now, Southern California, Arizona, New Mexico, down on I-10, it might have been better and faster to go straight across through Texas, up to Texarkana in Arkansas, and gone north, Arkansas, Missouri, Iowa. It may have been faster to go that direction. Gallup, New Mexico. Spent a good 5 days in a hotel here. 3 days in a hotel here. The truck I was driving at Tucker Freight decided to break down once I got to the way station back there. I was able to creep it along up here. Waited a few days. Then a tow truck finally came, I said about 2 or 3 days later. Took me from here, all the way from Gallup, New Mexico, all the way to Albuquerque. There I sat in a hotel for another 4 days, something like that. And that's the one thing about that job. The company was good. I mean, the company was fantastic taking care of me. The people were great, the office staff was great, the ownership was great. I was taken care of very, very well. But the biggest issue was the fact that they were growing too fast, at least from my perspective, buying garbage trucks just to fill out the fleet. And when I did finally get a new truck, it was a in my eyes, a piece of garbage. It was a brand new Cascadia Freightliner Cascadia, whatever. Automatic transmission, radar, cameras, side radar. You couldn't go 5 seconds without some kind of noise and light and alarm going off all the time. After a while, I just could not do it. I couldn't. Brand new truck. The truck was fine. The truck ran fine for the most part. But first of all, it's an automatic. That sucks. Second of all, it's an aerodynamic truck, not made for heavy haul, which is what I was wanting to do. Yeah, I had a good dedicated route that I was doing very well at, but it got to a point where I just couldn't do it anymore. I couldn't take the aggravation of all these noises and bells and whistles going off, and being limited in how I could drive, having less control over the vehicle than I need and want. If they give me a proper vehicle that was a manual transmission, didn't have all that nonsense on there, I probably would still be there today. There's a converted school bus into somebody's mobile home. They got a full rack up there on that for them solar panels. Like I said, I thought that was a fantastic company. I had got a dedicated route pulling case, International Harvester, New Holland equipment. That's the only thing that went on the truck. I was making a good salary, but just like I said, just the trucks were not. I just couldn't do it anymore. I was not enjoying the job. And then I made probably an even bigger mistake. Not coming back to Valley, which I shouldn't have left in the first place, but the second mistake was leaving Tucker after 8 months and not coming back to Valley immediately. I went to Keene Thummel, which I thought was it looked like a great opportunity. But I didn't get what I wanted. I didn't, the way that I was the way they were doing things was not conducive. I was there 3 months. I was just not. I mean, it's an okay company. It's not downing Keene Thummel. I'm definitely not downing, Tucker. They were great places to work, but it just wasn't for me. So like I said, 8 months at Tucker. The experience was great, except for the trucks. When I was at Tucker, my downtime was 40% with that first truck I had. I was in a hotel 40% of the time. That's unacceptable. And even when I got the new truck, the brand new Cascadia Freightliner Cascadia, I still had some downtime because there was bugs to be worked out. I just didn't enjoy it as much as I could have. So after 8 months, sorry, this is why I'm leaving. If you can make that change and give me the truck that I want, that works for me, I'll stay. They didn't want to do it. And I understand that that's their business. The owner says this is how we're going to do things. No problem. I'm just not the right person for that particular company in that job. I went to Keith Dumble. 3 months. The same kind of situation. It was just not right for me. And I called Valley back. I said, hey, what's the possibility of me coming back to work at Valley? You got a great record. We didn't want you to leave in the first place. Come on back, please. In February, I was back at Valley. And I've been happy ever since. I'm doing the type of work I want to do from this company ever. I have no reason at all. Oh well, that's about as much ranting and raving I think anybody can stand, including me. Ranting and raving I think anybody can stand, including me. Stay safe, and we'll see you later.